There we go. Okay, now the sound's on. Now the sound should be there. There we go. Okay, now the sound's on. Now the sound should be there. You may need to turn your. There we go. Okay, now the sound's on. Now the sound should be there. You may need to turn your. Okay. Now the sound's on. You may need to turn your audio down. Okay, I'm using a microphone just so it's a little easier to hear me too. Hello, Shay White. How are you? So I've got the new arm. It's holding this up. It should be better, I hope. We'll see. I am. I've been tired today. I was up till. I'm working on this. I did a little drawing of a train with a mouse within the past month, and I'm coloring it in. I painted it, and now I'm coloring it. It's right here, isn't it? This other stuff out of the way. I watercolored it. This one. I watercolored it, but now I'm going over it digitally as I'm cleaning it up. And I think it looks pretty good. Anyway, I had a nap. I didn't nap. I didn't get much sleep last night. I was up very late. And this is the time of year where it's 1,000 degrees outside. I need to do that. Oh, the weather people away. Let me get to the drawing part. I'll show you what else. The other one I'm working on is I'm cleaning this one up too. I still like how the watercolor is. So I've actually fixed this. I'm waiting for my friend Melissa Busby to pop up and tell me what's going on, how she likes it, which one she likes better, the digital or this one. But I haven't heard back from her. Same is going to be true for this. Does the watercolor look better or the digital? In this case, I think digital looks better. And I still have two lingering I haven't done anything with. These two, I meant to want to do these at one of these noon things, but I haven't been able to do the noon things. So we'll see. All right, so how about me? And I need to find some stack of cards over here and pull some words. Oh, there's elves. Astronaut. You know, I should do something that is more fantasy. Then this is kind of ridiculous. Astronaut, monkeys. That's two elements. I don't like to get two elements. And there's one that's blank. You know, that's a zoo. That's. I don't get all kinds of zoo critters. I need something that isn't something that another entity that's ball of work. I think I'm gonna hold off on the elves. I may do an elves as a separate thing. So, because I do need to do some fantasy drawings, and I need to get to some of these other projects. But digitally coloring these, I see the book projects I'm doing. One, I'm definitely going to color digitally. I'm even debating I may color both digitally, or I may do watercolors as setup and go back over it digitally. It's a long time thing, but I think it'll work. If I sound okay, let me know. I hope. Excuse me. Ball monkeys astronaut. Elves over here. Monkeys over there. Oh, I don't have a pen. I really don't have a pen. I put it in the cup. Here it is. I do like that pen. Okay. I hope that, how's this setup looks, Shay White? Let's see, the series I've currently been running is, what the hell is it? I can't remember the name of it. Oh, Dr. Beaching. Frankly, it's a really dumb name in that there's no doctors or beaching in it. It's about some fellows who are running a train. As trains used to be the form of buses in the UK. Now no more. A 4 miles from Papas. Go inside those astronaut suits. They actually had a whole nother suit underneath that. Of course, this doesn't look too monkeyish, does it? Uh-oh. How do I sound? Anyone want to respond? Get a chance to do a thumbs up. In fact, let me do a thumbs up. I might go over to this other one just because I could use some thick and thin. The heck I do with it? Go back. There we go. Just get some thick and thin because I'm not getting it. Of course, I don't know I don't know what this is going to look like either. I'm making this up. Just asked me 20 minutes ago if I'd be drawing a monkey as an astronaut. I'd be saying, well, maybe. I don't know. Way my life goes. See, that thick and thin really helps in here. I'll make him an All-American. Actually, it goes backwards, but I don't want to draw it backwards. I'm going to draw like that. Just remind me, I haven't looked at an astronaut uniform in a long time. Time for me to break into the NASA headquarters. Go look what the uniforms are looking like these days. Or go over to Lilly Pulitzer. I believe they have a whole line of astronauts. They're all pink, those, you know. Lilly Pulitzer, born and raised in Florida, still active today. Anyone who's watching, thank you for doing that. Get a chance to do the thumbs up. Or if you haven't subscribed, I appreciate that too. Glad to have got some subscribers here recently. Yeah, I wish I could show the digital work I'm doing with the two other drawings, and I'm sure there's some way to do it, but I don't want to get into all that. It's hard enough pulling this thing off. You kidding me? I think the astronaut suit is just like what the X-Men wear. I believe it's nearly identical. In fact, I think it's got the same tailors. And Shay, why, if you, I don't know if you disappeared or not, but if you have a chance, how does this look any better or sound any better than what I was doing yesterday? I think you were here yesterday. Yes, you were here yesterday. Hold it. I've got to ads. No, here I ought to. No, I'm only finish this up with the legs, and I'm going to come back to the blue pad. Yeah, this arm that's holding this the box came broken. I was afraid I was going to open it up and find the whole thing not working. I am using a microphone. I hope this sounds a little better than it did. And I know I have a radio voice. I don't need to. Let me finish up these legs, and I'm gonna. Oh, hello, Teresa. Where are you? How do I sound though? And Teresa, you also. I'm using an arm. When I moved over here to Pensacola, the only thing that broke was the arm that was holding up the phone video. I just got in the mail about an hour ago or so, so I've set this up real fast, and I hope this. And then I also have a microphone, which I hope I sound a little better. Let me know what y'all think. And how are you, Teresa? Where are you? Now, Shay White is in England, where it is now 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 in the morning. Yeah, I'm here very late. I got here. I got this, and I want to set it all up, so I thought I'd just do this late. But thank you. I'm glad you like the Astros. How do I sound? How does this look? Teresa, are you still here? Did you Cedarville, Tennessee? Went to Dollywood yesterday. You sound clear. Good. Do I sound better? You think? I know you don't have anything to compare it to, but I hope I sound better than I have in the past. I got a little microphone here. You see them around. This is the microphone. It's $3. And yes, I could probably put $103 into one. But I think I know a little bit about this stuff because I used to do back in the '80s. I used to do all kinds of, and in '90s I did oral histories with older folks, and I learned all about microphones. And I put a lot of money and found out that was stupid. You can't. Sometimes it's worth it, but the way technology is, you can get this stuff really cheap and it works just as well. But I'm not sure. And if you've heard better, let me know. Oh, here, I want to make sure I put that there's bananas in here. That's the other thing I got. I got this arm and a bag for bananas to better keep bananas. It doesn't look like a purse. I'm talking to Teresa. I'm thinking of bananas. Start thinking about purses. I mean, if you're out in space, I'll make sure I start to indicate that. You are sounding. Oh, thank you, Shay White. Sound like good, good. Okay, so cheap. You might want to get one. $3. And I put the fuzzy thing on there. There's also the other cap. I don't think there's a difference. And I just have to tap it. I put a little thing on the bottom of the phone. I mean, I think you sound fine, Teresa, when you do yours, but might help you, especially if you want to do one of your videos and walk away. And, so you can walk around. And so the words I pulled up were monkey, astronaut, and ball. Hold on, I want to use the blue. I want to use that. Use larger. How are you, Teresa? How are things in Tennessee? You imagine where Shay White is thinking about how would he ever get to Dollywood? Well, quite frankly, I don't think I'm all that far from Dollywood now that I think about it, being in Pensacola. I want to go to the blue. Guy Furry. Is that a dog? What's a Guy Furry? I do like using that line work. I don't know if you saw. I don't know if Teresa saw my live I did yesterday. Oh, my screen is really dark. With the hippo. Problem with playing ball in space. I guess I should show that there's a rocket involved here. Golly, did I do this bad? Because now I've split the page. See the design? I split the page. Bad boy. I should have done the ball up here, and I could put a rocket down here, and big dummy I am. All right, better just to go ahead and show this is somewhere. I want to find some more of these pans, because I like these. Maybe I'll do something with an elf. What do you think I should do with an elf? Should I call him Guy? Should I call this guy Guy Furry? It's Guy Furry. Took a drive up to the Smoky Mountain National Park. Just made it to the visitor center. And did you get to see Rock City? Well, my second wife and I were working on. I forget what the heck we were doing. I think we were working on one of our travel stories. And we went to Rock City. It was pouring rain. Could not get inside. It was too rainy. I think what I'm going to do. I got someone sent me. It's probably one for Oklahoma. There's probably one for the UK too. Somebody called Explore Florida, and a friend got something from Explore Florida on Saturday, and then sent me a message saying, "Is this true?" So I went to look at it. Turns out it's all AI, and it's all wrong. The history is all wrong. It says that some city has sunk into a lake, and they did an AI thing with the city being under the lake. It's an interesting view, but it's completely false. And it was because there was a steamboat called the city of, I forget the name of this, Hankinsville or something like that. City of Hankinsville. They called the area that had sunk the city of Hankinsville. And that had to do with some flooding involving our aquifer and our lakes, which is somewhat true. Our lakes could disappear as much as they appear because they're all mostly spring fed or sinkholes. And the bottom can open up and take all the water out or put all the water in. So that's what happened. And when it came back, it sunk the port, which wasn't more than just a little boardwalk. Here, I'll talk about this. So oh gosh, that doesn't look good. What the heck happened there? Anyway, well, I cannot make use of that probably. So there's all these trees. There you go. And there was like a little, as has been described, there are no photos. This is in the 1890s. Not any I'm aware of. There was a little building, and then there was a dock that went out. It was probably a little more extensive than this because it was a steamboat. But that was all it was. That was all that this port was for the city of Hankinsville or whatever it was. So the water came and took all this out because it went above all this, and that was that. But so what AI did was it saw the name City of Hankinsville and said a city had been sunk in water. Here's what really happened. city of Hankinsville was the name of a steamboat, like the city of New Orleans. And the city of Hankinsville did sink, but not in Payne's Prairie, as AI said. It sank way over in the Swanee River out toward the Gulf. And it's still sunk today. You can go down into the Swanee River and you can see what's left of the steamboat. But that's why AI, you cannot ask questions, get answers, and trust them. Because it was all it conflated three separate stories, because it was tying in Micanopy, a little city south of Gainesville, and saying Micanopy was actually the city that sank. And this was the 1890s. This happened. Both things did happen around the same time. But they show a AI video of Micanopy, but they show the guy. They have this video with this guy from the 1940s. But this was 1890s. Just don't keep away from AI. There's nothing good that comes of that besides just stealing our artwork. Oh, Teresa, I saw a caricature of it was an anti-Democrat thing, so it had Clinton and Biden, but it had a caricature, AI caricature of Obama. I saw that, and that's Mike Ramirez. It's not. He didn't draw it, and it's 3D-ish. And Mike would never draw something that looks like that, but you can see the look of Obama. That's Mike Ramirez. So AI swiping what Mike Ramirez can do, using it, not chart. Mike gets nothing from it. AI really doesn't get anything from it. This is why AI is bad. All right, enough of this. Let me get back to it. I'm in the middle of finishing a new picture of my squirrel, Susie and Sue. Yeah, Elizabeth, you get it. Elizabeth. Teresa, I just called you Elizabeth, which I think actually Elizabeth and Teresa are the same name. Anyway, Teresa, you go see Shay White's. If Shay White would bother to post where you can find his artwork, you go see where he does all these ballerina, or she. I don't even know if it's a he or she. Won't tell me. It's a deep, dark secret. CIA, witness protection. Anyway, Shay White does all these little ballerina things. And you can go see them on Shay White, wherever Shay White's page is. So it's not all that easy to find either. Oh, I'm using this pen. I'm using two pens. I'm using this. This I used to get at Pop Shelf. I don't know if you find yourself near a Pop Shelf, run in there and grab their pens while you can. They've closed a few. It's owned by Dollar General, and it's kind of a preppy version. You love the store. It's got a great art section. It's not an art store. It's got food. It's got kind of funky food from Asia. It's got kind of some manga stuff, toys and things in it. It's got a huge place for women and makeup and all that. And it's got housewares. It's really geared more to ladies and, in a sense, children, because there's a toy section. In a sense, it reminds me of the old Walgreens Woolworth. But they have a whole pen section, and the pens are relatively cheap. These were $2 a year ago, and now they're $3, so they did go up in price. This is a zebra, and I don't know what it's called because it's all in Japanese. It's a zebra something. I do not know how to get them. The one in Ocala closed in June. They're closed, a number of them. The closest one, now I'm in Pensacola. The nearest one to where I am is over in Mobile, about an hour plus away, which I've never been to Mobile. I'll go through it. When we did National Cartoon Society, we had our event in New Orleans. I remember we drove through there, but I don't even remember it. So this is a zebra something. Sailor, I think it has the name Sailor on it somewhere. Well, maybe not. Maybe, I don't know what. Anyway, it's great. I like this a lot. This is great for flexibility. Yes, you could. You're doing better with what you got. Do you see? Are you connected to Risotto? I'm sorry, over in Palm Beach County, because he's been really doing more with charcoal. He's doing something like what Greg Gray used to do. It's very good. Ray's a great Gray Rizzuto's his name. I'm sorry, Ray's a great cartoonist, and he's very good with the charcoal. Not as good as Greg Gray was. Greg was amazing. Greg's now dead. This is a Tombow Fudin Osuki, and these used to be at Hobby Lobby, but I don't think they're selling them anymore. There's a blue one and a black one. The blue one here has some more flexibility. The black one's even tighter. Really good. And so it was Shay White writes that he's, or she, or whoever. I think Shay White's a monkey, right? Shay White was going to be an astronaut and go chase balls in space. Prove me wrong. Anyway, draws all these ballerinas and it has all series of characters, including squirrels. They're all critters. The ballerinas are all critters. Dogs, bunnies. I wonder, Shay White, do you find it when you do your bunny characters, you tend to, because I see you use bunnies a lot. I don't mean to do bunnies much, but when I just come up, if I didn't pull those cards, by the way, here are the cards. Ball, astronaut, monkeys. There's the astronaut. Oh, I should use that as reference. That's not far from what they drew. Well, you can see what year this is. 1984. No, you don't see what year it is. That's a terrible drawing of an astronaut. See, now that's tracing a photograph. And there's a monkeys. I just wonder if you tend to find yourself drawing more monkeys. Because Fine Art America, why am I not posting that here? Because I can. And if you have a site and you're on, you and Teresa, Shay and Teresa, Charlie, paste. There's my Fine Art America. When I start adding artwork to Fine Art America, I was making categories, and I was floored. I'm a big kitty person, as you may know, and I found myself with a ton of bunnies. I had no idea. It just came out doing the lives. I just make it up and just start drawing bunnies. So here's a monkey. Oh shoot! I still haven't drawn the rocket. Worse, I've now blocked the space. Now I got to turn something into a rocket. But I'm curious to your Shay, if you're here. I think Shay works while she is. You can at least tell me if you're he or she. Teresa's a she. She is. She. Teresa's a caricaturist and travels around and does caricature events, and is currently in Tennessee, USA. I almost wish our rockets were like this. Maybe we'd go back in space again because I don't see us doing it anytime soon. We're not going to be able to afford it. Now, of course, a rocket wouldn't look like this in space. Now that I think about it, you put a planet a little closer. Now you don't know which is the ball and which is the planet. Wouldn't it be neat if space was kind of like a busy city and you had to drive around all the planets, turn corners, and so on? The traffic lights up there, do the Jetsons thing. 7:27. All right, for what it's worth, there you go. You want me to draw an elf? How much time do we got? I don't know. Geez, I've done this in a half hour. He, him. Ho hum. There you go. Your Shay White is a he. And is that sharp for Charles? Accented U over the E. Oh, no, not accented U. You have an accent. People really don't care. I know people think everyone's staring and spying on everyone. Again, I worked in government. I collected a ton of information, and this was back in the 80s and 90s. When I left City Hall in 2006, I left a whole room full of information we'd gathered. I understand all of it was trashed. Because it wasn't in the current vernacular of computers. So if your information was collected 5 years ago and they've updated the system, your information is gone. It's a bunch of people scaring folks, and they shouldn't do that. Yeah, Teresa, if you end up somewhere near the coast, Gulf Coast, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, that's where I am. I'm in Pensacola. No, I'm about 5 minutes from Alabama. Okay, let me see if I can do something with elves. If I have paper for that. Ooh, it's got a big. The only other thing beside the arm that broke is a lot of paper got damaged somehow, and I'm still not clear why. Because I was thinking, at first I pulled elf and ball, and I thought, let me do elf separately. Maybe I'll still do something with ball. Think that, well, let's squirrels. How about acorns? Yeah, I'm a ho hum. I like that. I think that's funny. Well, I did not know that. Thank you for the. But so, what do you think? Do you find yourself when you're drawing critters? Do you find yourself? As I say, I accidentally found myself drawing bunnies. I could turn this into a bunny. I'm gonna try to turn it into an elf. I was just floored. If you go to Fine Art America, you'll see a whole bunch of stuff I've done, and I just could not believe how many bunnies I'd done. All the lives. And I don't know why. There's no setup in the sky. It's stormy weather. Now look, I give him perfect teeth. Some dentist elves have. Elf has better teeth than I have. Yeah, now you drawing in Tennessee? She is Teresa still here? Is she this? Yeah, Teresa was trying to come on one of the lives last week, and actually had tuned into one of the ones from about 3 months ago. I'm not actually sure how you do that, so I'm likely to do the exact same thing. If I try to go live, it turns out on. Let me know what you think about all the stuff on my page, Shay White or Teresa or anybody. Yeah, maybe I'll do like a Keelan hairstyle on him. Keelan's getting older. He needs to stop the hair thing. Get older, it's okay. Just let your hair go. So, got a guy running for governor, and he's obviously hippie-ish, and he's keeping his hair real long, and he's older, and he looks like a bum. And give himself a lot more legitimacy by not looking ridiculous. It's like being concerned that folks are watching. That you think folks are watching, they care about how your hair is. No one cares. Now, someone like Teresa, if you're performing a bunch, that's a little different because you are because you get photographed and people see your work, and you do have to have kind of keep a look. But when you're like doing artwork like this, like I am now, it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm right now. I mean, if I am in a ballet outfit right now, I think I'll do a tutu. I think I'll dress. Yes, what? See, I don't. Yes, what? Yes, yes. What does that mean? I will leave. All right. See you later, Shay White. Yeah, you're late. It's almost 2 a.m. in your neck of the woods. Well, yeah. Let me know what the bunny thinks sometime. And oh, Teresa, you're still there. In other words, okay. But yeah, you do. You gotta kind of have a look when you're a performer. My big thing was dress shirt tie. Also, I like dressing that way. Yeah, I don't really mean an elf. I mean one of the good people. Do a variation. Yeah, I want to find these pens. I don't know where they're located. There's some pens I like from Timu, and I did find those. I hadn't seen them in I don't know since last year, and I did locate them here when I was looking for these. As it came up, I was doing an overall search, and those pens came up. There they are, Timu. I guess that's the only place you can buy them. They're called SIPA, and I like them. They're like this. The tip's a little harder. I'm not as loose these days. I have been. I mean, I can get too loose, and I need control, and this gives me a lot of control. I will give him at least a jacket. Oh, you're drawing? Yes, see, mean that you're drawing where you are? My friend Tom Hockman will call, and he thinks I'm always drawing something. I'm almost never drawing anything. And I don't consider working digitally drawing. See, I worked digital. I know that ain't drawing. You when I used to do artwork, I did a comic strip all digital. I never considered that drawing. I was back 30 years ago. I can't believe how much time has gone by. Very hard time in my life. I'm amazed how much I did back 30 years ago. Also going to courtrooms, and it was a mess. Actually, that ties into my sister-in-law here. That's where I'm helping her here. Yeah, I just wish the Marquette was still around. You know, if things like the Marquettes were still around, I might have still kept doing caricature to some extent because I just like drawing with those. But I don't like any of the pens out now. Because even though I've tried, I was back at the beginning of May when I did that last caricature gig, I was using this, and it just doesn't work. It's great for this, but not for caricature. And I can't get the hang of that Vinny and Smith thing. Pens. Well, I know Teresa's doing caricature right now as we speak. She worked. She did. I could never work a fair. I do not have patience with the human species. Just don't. I'm still figuring out what I'm going to do with the other leg. Thinking about it while I'm talking. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. Yeah, I know I have a centerpiece here. I guess I'm going to. You know, I'll do this. So again, I'm starting to do something I do with the other one. Split the page. That's not good. Yeah, go check out Jay White's. He doesn't have a line, very good line quality. Everything's kind of the same line because he uses digital. He's 28, just had his birthday. Oh, I should ask how his birthday was. Gosh, 28. I've been doing caricatures for 11 years. No, is that right? 16, 26, 27. No, 12 years. Almost 13 years because I started just turning 16. And I've been doing advertising, illustration. I was already getting into doing the political cartoons about that time. I'm amazed talking to young people today how they haven't even got anywhere near what I was doing then. And not saying, I just never thought about it until recently. I really did do a lot starting out. Oops, should have that. Should have that foot pointing a little bit. Oh well. I think the worst thing about digital is it makes you redo things over and over, and you end up dashing some of the good things that makes the drawing good. Well, since I was talking about rabbits, what the hey? I'll do a rabbit here. I've gotten some pretty good reaction to the last couple of these lives, the drawing results, with all kinds of detail. You know, the same ball the monkey had. So I'm going to turn it more this way. Okay, yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good question. Is the monkey? Oh, well, you can't tell it's a monkey. You tell a monkey you're supposed to put a tail. Idiots. And now you can't really see the tail. Well, that wasn't the best way of handling that either. With this little microphone, I feel more confident about doing some of this drawing stuff on the road. If I could just thicken up this line right there, little Dick Giordano, Terry Austin on it. Suddenly, getting that little Neil Adams effect I like so much. Yeah, now that arm looks like it's coming out more at you. That's better. Good job. Bunnies. Yeah, I don't think there are many critters around where I am. It's a major roadway where I am, right out here. There are a bunch of kitties around here, which I'm glad about, but and then the kitties will keep the bunnies away and the mice and any other critter. That's fine. To kind of show some hesitancy here from the bunny, if I could. The bunny wasn't expecting the ball to come as it did. So that the reach is more restrained. I think that tells a better story. I don't know if Teresa who's still here, but what's the temperature where you are? Should ask Shay White that question. I'm planning on really kind of making my day start. My day's going to be now through probably end of August. Is going to be sleeping uh, more during the morning, daytime, and then working at night because I'm just so much more productive when it's cooler. Even if I'm in a solid concrete, air conditioned ice cube, I feel I know the heat's out there. That's just me, and I don't do well. And I was not doing well all day. As the sun is now set, I believe. You know, mostly I'm feeling much better than I did. I can't explain it. It's just how things are with me. I do so much better in heat than coolness. Not good with heat. 83 degrees. Oh, see, that's better. I think it's, oh, it's probably 87. 24 hours ago, we went to a place called Po Folks Restaurant. I don't know if you had a Po Folks at one time in Oklahoma. There used to be all over the place. Now I just learned today there are 5 left, and one's in Pensacola, few miles from here, and one's in Niceville, Florida, which is just a few more miles over there. Then there's one in St. Petersburg with a bunch of comic book guys from the Antiquarian Book Fair about this year, but last year. And then that's 3, and then there's one in Panama City. That's 4. Oh, the 5th one's in Lynn Haven, which isn't far from Panama City. Anyway, I went there last night. It was 80, so we're coming back around now. It was was 87 degrees. Yeah, it's like it's always been this hot, but now we get heat advisories. I like that you stay up late so I can call. Yes, yes. Now I am. Right now, between now and the end of August, you definitely can call me, because I'll probably definitely be up. When I was over, before I got here over at Tom's and especially at Tony's, I was trying to turn in a little early because how their schedules were, and I didn't want to. Not that I kept them up, but I was always nervous I was going to do something to wake them up somehow by being up myself. So, but I'm basically by myself here. I am by myself here, so it doesn't matter. All right, so let's get some. Yeah, if you get a chance, go to that Fine Art America if you don't mind. If you got a few minutes, and just let me know what you think about what you see. A lot of artwork there. A lot of these little drawings. There are some promo stuff for Florida, visiting Florida. I plan on putting a lot more up there if I live so long. And I'm good. As I said, I don't know if you were here, but where are they? Yeah, I did. I don't know if you're watching, but I did this in watercolor for one of the Hobbit bees. Like it was egg, train, and mouse, and I did this, and I watercolored it just about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I think after I moved here. So, and then I'm only here temporarily, by the way. Anyway, I'm digitally changing it. It's looking much better, and it's going to go up there with the rest. But I'm using Photoshop. I think I'm going to be here through October, and I'm heading back. So I don't know where I'm going to head back to. I've got that to figure out still. I'm going to head back over there on August 17th. I'm going to attend one of our meetings and the 18th vote. I don't trust mail-in ballots. I think it's a simple little field of whatever's stick out here. Yeah, these corners all got really badly bent during the travel, and I'm not sure how. 27. So are you working on something right now, Teresa? Kind of irritates you when Tom always asks, Tom Hockman asks you that. What are you drawing? I am usually not drawing. Happen to be drawing. If I'm not drawing here right now, I'm probably not drawing at all. And as I say, I don't get Photoshop's not drawing. So I don't agree with digital, quote unquote, digital creators, end quote. Unfortunately, the world is not going in that direction. I don't know no better. I think I like how this this new arm is I've got up here. First time using it. Oopsie, lost my. I want to share. I posted a picture of me, and Teresa may have seen it, of with an 18 with a Harper's Weekly newspaper. That's from 1874. Incredible illustrations in it. Incredible. When I was checking out the antique store with it, because I had to buy it, it was $8, because no one's going to appreciate it, and including the people I bought it from. I showed them, look, see these illustrations? People can't do them anymore. Second, the originals are gone. Third, is that amazing? Couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. Wonderful etched drawings in there. That was one issue of 1874. Yeah, I've got these children's books to do, but I'm pretty sure now, as I've been working doing these, that I'm going to digitally color one of them. Definitely, I may, but I'm thinking I might do with what I did with this. Well, with two of these actually, where I initially watercolored, then I put them online into the Photoshop, and I'm cleaning them up. I may do that. Just so I have a guidance thing I'm doing, some guidance for the color. I have the rest to draw, but that's why I've been playing with all this so I can get ready. Wow, that does. You know what? That did that because I didn't use this. Variation of line, Mr. Smith. Not one line width, but many. Same with a ball. And those I can't do live. I can't do the computer stuff live. I know there's ways to do that. I'm not. And I know one of the authors would really like me to do the whole thing hand done, but I know what the crowd's looking for, and it ain't that. It ain't this. They want to see the digital stuff. They don't care about line work. They don't care about that 1874. I have to show that. It's over there. It's just going to be hard to show because it is fragile. It wasn't kept the best it could have been kept. Just blacken that. Mostly because I don't think, and it was only $8 because no one understood what's neat about the Harper's weeklies are that they have a lot of history in them. And they used to really cover Florida really well, especially during the Seven Millennium Wars, which were a bit earlier in 1874. All right, I think I'm just about going to pull the plug here. Well, you should do part of that Girls Gone Wild, at least pencil drawing on here. I want to do I just realized this microphone's right by where I drop these pens. That's a lot of noise. I want to do most of it here, but yeah, that's what I should do. I should go ahead and do a light watercolor on them, then I'll scan them in and build it up with the digital. Yep. So maybe I will do that coming up here very soon. Because I want to get these projects out of the way. But I need to do this stuff. I need to do this hobby caricaturist stuff. I have a couple caricatures to do too. What I call studio caricatures. I'd like to get those done before the 18th of August if I can. Drop them off when I get to go over to Ocala. So I don't want to get the ground too definite. I want to keep it kind of loosey goosey. just to give it a sense that there's action going on there. There's more of a I don't know if I can buy these pens. I don't know if it's Pop Shelf. Why am I asking questions? I can go ahead and look up real quick. Pop Shelf. They have welcome to Pop Shelf. They've got their own. You can order things and have things delivered. Register, sign in. Toys Harvest, Beautiful Summer Ween. It's a stuff with Halloween. Back to school, great. They don't show. Pumpkin spice season is approaching. Yeah, kind of like Christmas is New Year's Eve. Valentine's Day is fast approaching. Well, it's pumpkins. What's wrong with people? I'm looking for art supplies. So I don't know where they're hiding that stuff. Back to school, summer, arts and crafts, bingo, bango, bungo. Well, see, what's funny is if you go to Pop Shelf, the art supplies are in one part of the store, and I've only been to 3 or 4 total. They're very hard. They're very scattered. There are not many of them. But all the paints and all the paint board and whatever, that's all on one side. The pens are way over in a book supply. Yeah, that they have some company called Momar, which is Montmart, Montmarte, which would be Momar in French. $1.50 for acrylics. I don't paint acrylics, so I can't tell you. They have expos. Yeah, they don't have the Crayola. All right, so there's the pens. $3 for a Figma Micron. Let's see if they have this one I like. The Sharpies, $1 each. There is a Bic Intensifier fine liner. Oh, they have a dual tip marker. You might like, Teresa. $1 each. Different colors. They have each one black, pink, green, yellow. View more. Should they have this one right here? Now, watercolor sets, as I say, that's where I first discovered them, looking for a watercolor set. And I was in an emergency. I grabbed them and ran. And I still have that set. In fact, that set's right over here. It was $5. I think it's still $5. These pens have gone up. The watercolor sets are the same. I haven't seen the watercolor set on here online. There's Hello Kitty. All right. Now, they do have Crayola colored pencils, so they may have black pens. If you're in an emergency, look for a Pop Shelf. You wouldn't think about looking for that name. It doesn't sound like something that would have much of nothing. Yeah, they're what they call art alternative dual tip marker. Has a black brush on one end and a pen on the other. The pen on the other, I've got those. I've got brown ones I was going to use for outlines, and I haven't done it. Why the heck can't they have just pens? Why do I have to go through all this? Guys, separate the stuff. I mean, I'm looking at glue, different kinds of glue, the letter R. I don't care about that stuff. All right, so there's a lot here. And they don't separate the pens. You can sometimes find the pen, not this one I found, but some Dollar Generals have pens in them. But not, I don't think I haven't seen this pen there. But I think they've been clearing those out, get rid of them. I was in a Dollar General with Angie here somewhere recently, and they have no pens. Who knows? Why is there acrylic paint that comes in a pop top? What the hell? I have to go look. They've got everything in the world, but they don't have it separated. Oh, this is the one in Clark's. Where are you, near Clarksville, Tennessee? That's where this one is. I know you're not far from where Andrea Kaczynski, Cleveland, Tennessee. Paint, pens. I don't see it. It may be here, but I don't want to take the video here looking for it. Have some patience. You'd think they have a. Wait, let me try this. This is called Zebra. And Zebra is actually a name of a whole set of pens. But funny, now some Zebra I've seen in Dollar Tree for fine lines. All right, try it again. ZBRA, Zebra. There's pens. All right, so they do have a bunch of Zebras they're showing. Here it is, $3. They call it a Pen Sensations. That's it right there. Copy. Where am I live? Here we go. Sean the Archivist, hi there. Did I ask you if I could use a clip for one of your videos? Yes, you did, Sean the Archivist. Paste. There's the pen. If you're still here, Teresa. Yes, you can, Sean the Archivist. You asked me that. I think I've moved twice since you asked that, I think. My life's been such upheaval. Now, finding this pen may be more of a trick. That was you asked me about 4 months ago, I think. All right, Tombow. Now I'm sorry, blocking this. Tombow Fujin. Because these used to be, a bunch of stuff used to be on there we go. Jet pens, but they've cut back. My favorite's gone. You buy them from Tombow. Here's Amazon. Okay, $6. Oh, they're showing Target has these for $9. $9. Jeez. Okay, they're showing Jet Pens does have these for $3.25. All right. And Michaels, they're showing. Okay, so my new Michaels used to have. Oh, so $5.24 for 2 of them. I don't know. I was. It's Michaels. Yeah, this has the blue and the black for $5.24. That's cheapest yet. And it's certainly going to be cheaper than. Select all. There we go. Copy. So here's the other pen right here. Paste. Bingo. What kind of, that pen is what Rod Ferdinand uses to draw Sunday Dennis mass pages. Yeah, I remember what Ferdinand used to use, and then what Ketchum used to use. You know, they were all dip. We were all dip pens at one time. Which one does he use? Does this blue one? And the syndicates made you do it. You didn't have a choice. Unless you were Dean Young with Blondie, he made you do it. All big deal with him. Yeah, Eve out of Texas. What happened to Eve? Is she still around? What happened to her? Especially since the hacking, I've lost. I think I was connected. Use both of those. Yep. You know, people don't read comic strips anymore. It's so sad. Yeah, I've got some. I've got some Jola. I've got a bunch of Jola. I've got a bunch of pen nibs and the holders. I've got some here with me. I don't think I have a bottle of ink. With my speed, they were a problem always. Yeah, I know those Crayola. The Okie artist is Teresa Farrington. She's a caricaturist. She uses a Crayola thick black pen, which I don't have here because I don't use it. Or like what? Am I? Is that my voice? Am I sounding that bad? All right. So how about me? All right, hold on. I can't seem to get myself to go live. There we go. Am I sound okay? Because I'm using this microphone. Oh, did I tip this? Sorry. Am I sound okay? Because I'm using this microphone. And I'm using this new arm. The whole thing new. There we go. A little distorted. Oh, poo. Let's see. Let me check this. Using a brand new microphone thing. Let's see. Let me check this. Using a brand new microphone thing. Okay, I'm sounding better. I think I was knocking it while I was putting the pens up and down. Haven't heard from her in a while. Yeah, what was his last name? I forget. That was a great group. I don't care for many of the caricature guys out there today. Well, most of them don't even know who Dennis the Menace was, for heaven's sakes, or care, or any of them. Who'd we just? I think I fixed this now. This is better than it was. Maybe not. Why not fix this? Brand new arm. I just set it up at just around 7 p.m. EST or 6 p.m. Central Time here. That look all right. Must have moved it while I was looking stuff up. Yeah, so yeah, Teresa's part of the caricature gang out there. The consistent guys who've been doing it for a long time. There aren't many left. Are there? Teresa would know better than I. Eve Miles. Eve Miles was her name. Eve Miles. And then what's her name out of New Jersey? I don't know if she's still drawing. And Debbie, is still doing it, but she's not doing as much because people aren't asking for as much. Lars Robinson's still going to town. In fact, he just posted them. But, his drawings are, Dan Smith was one. Dan. Dan hated Lars. And I saw Lars just posted, I'm glad he's not here right now. Lars just posted some drawings he did yesterday, and they're just awful. He's just not. And now, as I said, Ray Rizzuto's still at it, but Ray was like me. We were both political cartoonists who also did caricature, who also did comic strips, who also did. But Ray's pretty much only been a political cartoonist or caricaturist. His caricature has been more recent. In fact, I don't know if he's ever been a member of NCN or NCA or whatever they're calling it now, or before or after. Because he being the chapter chair for National Cartoon Society, Ray was involved with that, but not with the caricature thing. So we very few times that there was a caricaturist organization, Ray wasn't part of that. Just like Dan Smith would be part of the caricaturist group, but never the cartoonist group. Though I invited caricaturists who were otherwise not really welcome before I was there. I just thought we were open to all cartoons. So we had a lot of folks. There's so many cartoonists hiding in Florida. People didn't know. And I was digging them up all over the place. Sometimes literally because they were dead. So they're almost all are dead now. Dick Giordano's dead. Eric was Eric Ben. He was actually in Ocala. He lived just about a mile from my house. I had no idea. I located him, and then he died. We're going to get him to a meeting. Trudy, that's it. I can't think of Trudy's last name. Is she still going? Trudy? Now, Howard Perlin, Don Perlin's son, is doing the caricature thing in New York City. And he just posted some drawings. He's very good. He's very good. Which isn't surprising considering what the stock he comes from. Trudy, why does it say it says the chat disconnected? All right, I'm just going to reconnect it. Bait. What's bait mean? Bait? I don't know what bait means. Am I still here? What happened? Bait? I don't know what bait means. I don't know if this microphone's really working well. I just started using it. My problem is I already have a radio voice, so it kind of makes my radio voice. If I was soft-spoken, and that, we did that before when I started doing these lives 4 or 5 years or 6 years, whatever it was that my voice was too much for a standard microphone, which I've had problems with when I've done some performing with a mic. My voice just carries on its own. It doesn't need it. I was just trying to make myself maybe sound a little clearer, but I have to speak slower, which is hard for me to do. There you go, Teresa, you go check out Sean the Archivist. He's got a number of videos of cartoonists, old cartoonists, and the work that they do. And you can go check that out. I have a whole bunch of folks. Most of them are dead. There are very few really good cartoonists left that are. I mean, Rod Ferdinand, but he's on the verge of pulling the plug. In fact, I thought it was going to pull the plug almost 10 years ago, and he's continued a bit. But a lot of folks have stopped. In a sense, I guess I have in a sense, involving caricature thing at least. But I'll do these studio caricatures coming soon. Here, I'll give him a gap in his tooth like you've got a gap. There you go. All right. I guess I'll go ahead and pull the plug here. Thank y'all for being here. I should be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for a live Eastern Standard Time. Unless something comes up and I get delayed an hour like today, getting this arm up and microphone and so on. Thank you for being here. I'll see y'all next time. So we did this, just to re-go over it. I did two, right? I did this and that. And the monkey ball astronaut. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you, Teresa. Have fun. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, go ahead and use whatever. Let me know. Just let me know you did it, I guess. Thank y'all. Take care. Bye. As always, if you're live, feel free to post a link to whatever. If you're chatting, you post a link to wherever your pages are. And Shay White, thank you. Bye.